asks how Luffy can just sit back and watch his friend die, but Luffy doesn't really need to answer because Zoro is landing some good hits at this point, and he knows that Zoro's got this. Let Zoro cook, and that's how he can watch it. And then lastly, we see Zoro slicing himself in the same area as his pre-existing injury to give himself a handicap so he can do some real swords play. Dude's just aura farming at this point, and on to chapter 17. Chapter 17, the showdown continues. Zoro and Kabaji are still fighting. Zoro says that he cannot lose to another swordsman if he's ever going to achieve his dream. Naturally, you kind of have to be the best to be the best swordsman, whatever. And he says if he's going to let light injuries stop him, he should just give up now. Wouldn't really consider these light, but that's a Zoro thing, you know? Nami decides she's gonna get the fuck out of there and focus on her first priority, the treasure in the map. So she goes to start searching through that in the rubble, and she doesn't really seem to care what happens to Luffy and Zoro, but if they get the map, remember, she'll consider joining their crew. So she does have a horse in this game? What? I don't know the phrase. The sword fight continues, and Kabaji's throwing out some really fucking goofy attacks. They're all like circus themed, and some are involving a unicycle, so just use your imagination there if you haven't seen this. Buggy separates his hand to hold down Zoro to help Kabaji, and Luffy says no. He stomps his hand in the ground and says, "Keep your mitts out of Zoro's duel." Luffy understands Zoro and his values. He knows what matters most to him and will always support his friends in achieving their dream, and he will always do it in a way that aligns with their own values. Beautiful. Zoro fakes him out and says that he's tired and pretends he's done fighting, so naturally Kabaji starts to gloat until Zoro says, "Actually, you've got it wrong. What I'm tired of are your stupid circus tricks." Me too, buddy.